programmers. In today's class we are going to look into what are indexes in DataFrame, how we can set index, and then how we can reset the index. Okay, so this is the DataFrame. I have defined this, I have created this DataFrame. So this is the DataFrame I have created, and I have created through dictionary of lists. And if I print this DataFrame, I'll get this data in the form of rows and columns. Now as you can see, in DataFrame the default row index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you do not want the default index and if you want to set your own index, then what you can do is you can use the set index method. What is the syntax of this syntax? Now let me show you the syntax of set index. So the syntax is the DataFrame object and then dot set underscore index is the method you can use to set your index, and there here you can give the name of your column, name of the column you want to use, and then it has second argument in place is equal to true. Okay, now let me show you the example of this. Okay, if I print my data frame, if I print the data frame, shift and enter, see this is the default index. Now I want to set the index. How will I set it? I'll use the data frame object and then dot and then set underscore index, and here I'll give the column name. I want to use English, maybe English column as the index of this data frame. So I have to use shift and enter, and then you can see this. Now instead of default index you are getting English, the data of English as the index. Now if I check my data frame object again, shift and enter, can you see this? This is the original data frame. That means the pandas will not make any change in the original data. So what we can do is, instead of using, if you want to make a permanent change in your data frame, then in that case you have to give the second argument. Like I have used English, and I can use the second argument, which was, I have shown you the syntax, in place is equal to true. Okay, here you will write in place is equal to and capital TRUE and shift and enter. Now if I execute df and execute, now you can see and it has made permanent change. That means this English has become the index of our data frame, and that is permanent change. You can check it. It will give you the you can even check your index by using dot index. Now this will show the index of our data frame. Shift and enter. As you can see, this is showing the value 2343, and the name is equal to English, and data type is integer 64. So you can use set index to set the index of your data frame. Now what if I want to undo the above operation? That means I want to get the original index values. Then I can do the same thing by using reset underscore index. So the syntax of this is a data frame object, and reset underscore index will revert it, will undo it index, and in this you can pass the argument in place is equal to true to make the permanent change. Okay, so let us see, like if I told you I have checked the index of my data frame, it is showing English as the index. Now I want the original 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as the index. What will I do? I'll use data frame dot and then reset underscore index, and now if I use this if I use shift enter, this will be executed, and you can see this. This is the original data frame which has the index 0, 1, 2, which is the default index. And if I check my data frame object again, it will show me English only as the index. Why? Because I have not done in place is equal to true. Every time you want the original data frame to be changed, you have to put in place is equal to true as the argument, and then shift enter, and now you can check it by using shift and enter. Now you can see this is the original index of my data frame. Now one more thing is, Python also provides us the flexibility of giving two columns as index. How will we do it? We'll use the same data frame object and then set underscore index, and here you have to provide both the column name. Just keep in mind one thing, when you are providing two column name as index, you have to use the list. Inside the list you can provide, like I will use English and the second column as chemistry, maybe, as my index. So now execute it, shift enter. Now you can see English and chemistry is the index of my data frame. So here I have provided multiple column as the index. But if I check again by using shift and enter, you can see it's not showing the English and chemistry as the index. It is showing the default index only. Why? Because we have not used the argument in place is equal to true. So when you execute this, now if you check it, you can see English and chemistry has become the index of your data frame. Okay, let me reset this. So I'll use reset underscore index to in place is equal to true to get my original data frame. So this will give me the original data frame. Now this is the way how you can set the index of your data frame. Now in case you are reading a file, like if you are reading an Excel file or a CSV file, then also instead of getting the default row index, you can change and you can set index of your choice. How you can do that? Let us see through example now. I'll use read underscore Excel, and I am going to read the same file which we have seen last time in our last class. I'm using read underscore Excel and reading the Excel file. The name of the file is COVID, extension XLSX, because it is an Excel file, and then we are saving it in our data frame object. Now if I use data frame object and shift and enter, it will show the Excel file. You have to use the file name only. That means if your file is saved in the same folder where this Jupyter notebook file is saved, then you can use simply the file name, that's okay. But if you have saved it in another folder, then you have to mention the absolute path by using D and then colon and this way. Okay, but I have kept the Excel file in the same folder where my Jupyter notebook file is saved. So this is my Excel file, and as you can see in this file, we are getting a row index which is default 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what if I want some other column as the index? So that also you can do. You can use the same way, that is, either you can use df dot set underscore index, and then you can set the index by using date. I want to change the column, I want to make this column as my index. Okay, so either you can use this set index and then mention the column name which you want to set as an index, and if you want to make change, you can use in place is equal to true. This is one way of doing, and there is one more way. And what is that? If you execute this, you'll get a date as your index. Now Other way to change your index is when you are reading the Excel file, then you can use a second argument as index underscore call. Okay, call means column, and here you can mention your column name. I want to use date column as my index. Shift and enter. Now if you execute it, okay, now can you see this? I am getting date as an index. Okay, now if you check it again, can you see this is the date only? Why? Because we have used this column as an index, date column as an index, while reading our file. So if you can even do none if you do not want any column, and if you want the default row index only, then shift and enter, and then if you print your so can you see this? It is, as we have passed none to this index underscore column, it's giving us the default row index only. Okay, you can use any method. Either you can pass as an argument index underscore call, or even you can use df dot set index, df dot set underscore index, and then mention the column name. And if you want permanent change, then you can use in place is equal to true. Okay, so maybe the index and date, and if you want, if you'll execute this, shift and enter, this has become the index now. And if you check it again, it will show the original data. So if you want permanent change, you can use in place is equal to true. Shift and enter, and if you check in place is after doing this, in place is equal to true, if I check the data frame object, it will show it has made the original the changes in the original table itself. Okay, and if you want to reset it, you can again use reset underscore index, and you can do in place is equal to true, so that I'll get my original table. Yeah, df. So I got my original table. So that's all for today's class. We have seen how we can set index, we have seen different ways, we have seen how we can reset the index. That's all for today's class. We'll see more about DataFrame in our next class. Thank you for watching.